Hello, everybody. I'm going to get into the subject of anti-Semitism, which is a subject I believe every Igbo should be interested in. When I read the statement credited to Malcolm Omihobo, a lawyer from the great Urobo nation, who made the news recently because he appeared in court in Urobo dress, I had mixed feelings. I'll read out the statement. It is only a lazy man that is afraid of these Igbo men. To many, he means threat, but to me, he means competition. He puts you on your toes all the time and gives you a run for your money. If I have business to do with an Igbo man, I don't sleep because I know that he's not sleeping. Vigilance, critical thinking, hard work, perseverance, risk-taking, and sacrifice are the antidotes to practically the Igbos. This very last word is mine. What I saw there is Igbophobia, but I'm saying it's to Igbos he meant. I had mixed feelings. I immediately got in touch with my study partner, Mr. Michael Levine, who studies with Omenana defenders. I wanted to know what Levine will think about it. What I'm going to read out is a synthesis, a summary of what both of us made out of the statement by Omihobo. He is not anti-Semitic. Malcolm is not yet anti-Semitic. To use the universally used term, Igbos are waking up to call the phenomena that they are suffering from Igbophobia. I call it Igbophobia too, but it is better to call it anti-Semitism, so that Igbos will know what they are faced with and so that the world will become aware of what Igbos are facing. Omihobo is not anti-Semitic, to use the universally named used term, but certainly operating in Nigeria, which anti-Semitism is culture in, he is prejudiced. That this, if I have business with an Igbo man, I don't sleep because I know that he's not sleeping, is the evidence that Omihobo is prejudiced. I have been cheated too by many times. I've been cheated too many times by non-Igbos in Nigeria. Most of the people that have cheated me in Nigeria are non-Igbos. Those cheats are not seen as anything but sense in Nigeria. Their ethnic groups are not viewed as people that don't sleep. But Omihobo, like other Nigerians, believe all Igbos don't sleep. Most Igbos are not successful businessmen. If we want to think that he is saying that Igbos are successful businessmen, 80% of Igbos are not successful businessmen. That Nigeria's governments forced Igbos to become shopkeepers, while people of the other ethnicities stay in air-conditioned offices and share oil money, doesn't make all Igbos successful businessmen. Most Igbos, by the way, are sleeping. I know I have rocked the boat because most Igbos were happy with Omihobo's statements. They didn't see the prejudice, the stereotype, the profiling. Education is a lifelong matter, and I am an expert on anti-Semitism. This is the first part of the 2 books I have already prepared on anti-Semitism, and my major work at the moment is 50% anti-Semitism. I repeat, he is not anti-Semitic, Igbophobic yet. He, however, bought into the false narrative that Igbos don't sleep. The false narrative that got Igbos named Kobo Kobo, Ajokuta, Omo Ajokuta Mamomi. The false narrative. And he's prejudiced. Some Igbos, some Urobos, some Tiv people, some Yorubas, some Fulanese don't actually sleep. If Nigerians of the other ethnicities are sleeping, they wouldn't commit genocide and suppress it. I repeat, if Nigerians from the other ethnicities are sleeping, they wouldn't commit genocide between 1966 to 1970 and suppress it successfully, when they should know that the crime of genocide should be acknowledged so that the victims and the perpetrators will start healing. They don't sleep. They want to do more genocides, so they pretend as if nothing happened. 3 million Igbo infants were starved to death. They were not combatants. If they were sleeping, they would, everybody that is Nigerian from the outside the Igbo ethnicity will acknowledge it. But it's not yet acknowledged. Meanwhile, there are people that sleep among the other nationalities, just like 80% of Igbos are sleeping. And friends, from prejudice to anti-Semitism is one short, slippery slope. If one Igbo cheats Omihobo successfully, Omihobo will brand all Igbos cheats. Then, 2 Igbos responded. One is Mazi David Chinedu. He said, sincerely, I'm very uncomfortable with statements like this because it builds up more anti-Semitism, Igbophobia. Secondly, many non-Igbos have rode on the back of Ndi Igbo to social media stardom only to start attacking our people in the... Soon after, I remember when blah, 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 we are carrying out some antics, but today is a messy story. I forewarned the Igbo people. I told the Igbo people, everybody that is fraudulent, that has bad intentions towards you, or that have bad intentions towards you, what all they need to do is to spend a week studying the Igbo people. We are not opaque at all. We have no secrets. We are just bundles of emotions. So what do? They simply discover what Igbo na amuranya. What Igbos think they need. Not really what Igbos need. Igbos have not really found out what they need. Outside the men and defenders, I don't see Igbos that know what Igbos really need. So what these people that want to harm Igbos do is they discover that those things Igbos think they need and pretend to buy into that, and the next day they have thousands of Igbo followers. You will find Igbos offering them their daughters. That's what Mazi David Chinedu was saying. I was happy that one more Igbo is awake. Then, Chiedozie Rob Ugochukwu added, I read his story and was carried away with the tide, believing that he meant that Igbos are working round the clock, industrious and competitive. I even shared the post. This is an honest man. Your comment opened my eyes to the veiled profiling. In other words, he is wary of Igbos who are capable of doing anything, good, bad, and ugly. Another Igbos with the eyes opening. Igbos need to open their eyes. There is no evidence that we have done so. We have not taken stock in any way, form or shape When I say we, I mean the generality of the people, 99%. We have not looked at our history carefully. We have not asked why all the tragedies that befell us befell us. Because it's convenient for us to believe either that they happened by chance or that others visited them upon us. We are not in any way thinking that we created room, that we made lapses. And I see this happening every day. Just as individuals take stock, nations are supposed to take stock. And moreover, the way forward is do it yourself. If there is anything that the Igbo nation needs, that the Igbo nation cannot fight for, the Igbo nation should forget that thing. I repeat, if there is anything that the Igbo nation needs, that the Igbo nation cannot fight for, the Igbo nation should forget that thing. This is a proverb. This is a statement. Have a beautiful day. Thank you. If you could, subscribe to this channel. This is the only place where you would find information like this. And again, if you are outside Nigeria, go to Amazon, go to Remi Lona, buy our books. If you are in Nigeria, ask us how you will get them. We are increasingly making them available in Nigeria and Igbo land. Thank you. I repeat, God bless you. Have a nice day.